Alrighty, so today I'm going to show you my Schrade USA made 858 OT Lumberjack Stockman. And the first thing I want to address is this thing is a behemoth. It is 4 and 5/8 inches closed and weighs about 4.8 ounces or 136 grams. I'm going to give you a quick size comparison with some other well-known Stockmans. So here is the Oldtimer 8 OT, pretty much a standard Stockman size. You have the beloved Buck 301. And then one of my favorites is the Case large Stockman or jumbo Stockman, some people call it. But you can see that the Lumberjack is considerably larger than the other ones. Alrighty, now that that's out of the way, I'll go over some quick history of this knife. So Schrade first introduced the Lumberjack in 1978, and it was only produced for about 8 or 9 years. It was discontinued in 1986. Not sure why, maybe it was too large. And it was first offered with a sheath. So they consider this to be a sheath knife because it was so large. And I don't blame them. This in your pocket might be a little obtrusive, pretty heavy. And going back to 1978 when they first offered it for sale, it was listed for $20. So when inflation is taken into account, that's equivalent to $97 in 2023. So it wasn't an inexpensive knife, but you can tell it was made with great quality, and I feel like Schrade took pride in their products. And I couldn't really find anything wrong with this knife. And also, I don't believe back then, I was not alive in 1978, but I think I would be safe to say that knife collecting wasn't that big or popular back then, so most people bought one knife and used it until they lost it or it could not be used anymore. So bought one knife for years of use, which ends up being a good investment. But back to the knife, you have a delrin handles. I love that faded delrin right there. And this nice hot dog old-timer shield. Fluted bolsters. Brass liners. Stainless steel back springs. Nice brass pins. You can see that the sheep's foot is crimped, so it's cranked to the side to make room for that the spay. And going over these blades real quick, you have this awesome clip point blade, the long nail pull, Schrade Plus tank stamp, which meant it's stainless steel blades, USA 858. Nice clean stamp, which I love. With the other side, I have oil on this blade. I oil this whole knife because right now my knife collection is in the garage and it can get kind of hot and humid in there. So I put some oil on the knives that I don't use or mainly sit on the shelf just to prevent rust. And then here is the sheep's foot blade. I'm so amazed how I found this knife in such great condition. I think I got it for like 60 bucks, which for a lumberjack of this condition is pretty good. They can be pretty expensive. And here is the spay blade. Walk and talk, pretty good. And I was actually pretty impressed on some of these larger Stockmans. The pull can be pretty weak because it's such a large knife with large blades. And sometimes the back spring can't support a heavy pull, but this one, it's pretty good for the size. No half stops though, which I'm okay with. They weren't that popular back then. But that's it. I don't have any original paperwork or box for this knife. And I, of course, don't have the sheath, which I wish I did have. But one of my favorite knives in my collection now, for sure. Really love these old timer delrin knives. Alrighty, that's going to be it. Thank you guys.